In this video, you will learn how to solve problems on composition of functions. The composition of a function is an operation where two functions, say f and g, generate a new function, which basically means that a function is applied to the result of another function. Let's say we're given functions f and g, f of x and g of x. So our domain here for function f is x, all of the x values, and then for function g is also x. For composite functions, or the composition of two functions f and g, it is denoted as f of g, or f of g of x, or g of f of x. Take note of the small circle here, or symbol. You cannot replace that with a dot, because a dot means you multiply the two functions. So you take note of that. And the order of function is an important thing while dealing with the composition of functions, since this one, f of g of x, is not equal to g of f of x. So f of g of x is just equivalent to f as a function of g of x. That means our domain x here will be replaced by the whole function g of x. The same with g of f of x. This is just g of f of x, which means that our domain is replaced by the whole function of f. Now, we're given here two functions, f of x equals x squared minus 4 and g of x equals square root of 3x plus 4. So let's try, or let's solve f of g of x. Okay, so this means that f as a function of g of x, or our domain, will be replaced by the whole function g of x. So this is just f of our g of x is square root of 3x plus 4. And this means that our function f of x here, the value of x will be replaced by square root of 3x plus 4. So this would become square root of 3x plus 4 squared minus 4. And then the square of a square root is just equal to the radicand. So this is just equal to 3x plus 4 minus 4. And this cancels out. And this is just equal to 3x. Therefore, f of g of x here is equal to 3x. And now let's try finding f of g of 7. Okay, so we now have f of g of x, which is equivalent to 3x. Now we need to solve f of g of 7, which means that our domain will be replaced by 7. The value of our x is 7. So we just plug in the value of x here, which is 7. So 3 times 7, and that is equal to 21. So f of g of 7 is equal to 21. Now let's solve for g of f of x. This is just equivalent to g as a function of f of x. So our domain here is the whole function f of x. So this would be g of x squared minus 4. That means that for function g, we replace the value of x as x squared minus 4. So this would be square root of 3 times x squared minus 4 plus 4. Then we distribute 3 here. 3x squared minus 12 plus 4. This is just equivalent to square root of 3x squared minus 8. We cannot simplify that further. So that means g of f of x is just equal to the square root of 3x squared minus 8. Okay, let's try solving another problem. Alright, what if we're given two functions f of x and g of x, where f of x is equal to x cubed minus 3 and g of x is equal to x plus 1, and then we find f of g of x. So this is just f as a function of g of x. So we replace our domain, or the value of x, with the whole function g of x. So this is f of x plus 1, and then we plug in x plus 1 to the whole function f of x. So that would be x plus 1 cubed minus 3. And then let's expand x plus 1 cubed. So x plus 1 cubed here is just equivalent to x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. The cube of a binomial. So multiplying these two binomials, this would give us a result of x squared plus 2x plus 1. And then we multiply this by the third x plus 1. Okay, so we multiply each of the terms of this trinomial by each of the terms of x plus 1 binomial. So that would be x cubed plus x squared, and then plus 2x squared plus 2x plus x plus 1. And then we simplify by grouping like terms. So this one goes with this, as well as 2x and x. And this would give us x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Then we have 3 here minus 3. So the whole thing would be, okay, x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1 minus 3. This would be x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x minus 2. So this is our final answer. Therefore, f of g of x is equal to x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x minus 2. And try solving for g of f of x, which is just equivalent to g as a function of f of x, which means that you replace the domain by the whole function f of x. So try solving it. This would be g of x cubed minus 3.